Depends
On
what you're trying to do.
what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
What you're trying to do. What you
Oh.
What you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Yo.
Texas.
Yo.
Cali.
Yo.
Fernando. What's up, 25?
Yo.
Hello from...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel your pain.
45. Oof,
I feel your pain.
Cool.
Greetings.
Phoenix.
Yo.
ACB? What's ACB?
ICB?
ICB, I'm sorry.
I was going to say. I don't.
Don't listen to EDM.
See, the nice thing is I can't actually hear what's playing right now. And I do listen to EDM, actually. I have a whole channel on my network that I listen to. There's Johnny.
What's up, Johnny?
Jimmy. The DJ that is currently playing the music in the background as we're opening up the show is DJ Wraith.
Wraith?
I will put a link to it in the show notes at some point. I got to do that for last week's and this week. So if you'd like to find him, you can find him. DJ Wraith. He is on YouTube. Hey, from Chicago. What's happening, everybody? There is a question that I want to go back to, which we will in a minute. Hey, guys, I have company. Have a good show. Great day off. Catch the replay. Fang of Truth.
Thank you.
You will be missed because you are the keeper of the time. Jason's dropped the ball on that. Wow, right off the bat. What is the best way to keep a subwoofer from moving around on truck carpet?
Yeah.
Truck carpet?
On the truck with carpet.
On a truck with carpet? So a truck is hard. Let me go ahead and shut that off. You can go ahead and kill that.
All right.
We'll get ahead. So, all right, here's a couple things we've done in the past, depending on what is happening. In the trunk of a car, we'll take strips of 1/2-inch PVC, and you have the carpet mat will come up from underneath the carpet mat into the PVC, and that will make a stopper. If it's one box, then we'll make a 90s that hold it in place, or like 190 and one straight that hold it in place so that it just and then you can lift it up and take it out. We just did an F-150 yesterday where it was the same problem. You had that floor mat, the box is just sliding all over the place. We made 90-degree brackets that attached. There's a shit tray behind it, and we made these brackets so they clipped onto that tray, and we went wide so that it wouldn't move left or right, and it wouldn't move back and forth. You can also, bring something down from the seat bolts if you need to that attach. But you kind of got to be creative a little bit. But that's kind of what you're thinking.
All right, I want to go back to the question.
Yeah,
you have.
Right there. Yeah, right there. All right, so this was the first question, and Fernando wanted to play with this one. So great show, guys. In your opinion, which is the best for pure sound quality? Kicker keys, both of them, or the Match M5 DSP? We greatly appreciate your opinion. So I'm going to let you go first.
So I hear the Match in Jason's car, the small one, and I'm going to say I'm impressive with like how it sounds and everything. So
well, yeah, but we know that. Okay, so I don't think the difference is in how they sound because they both sound fabulous.
Yes,
I think the difference is in the usability.
Okay.
So, for example, if you don't want to get all like into it, I think the key is a good option because it auto sets itself.
Correct.
If you want, but that's also what makes the match better. Not necessarily better. What makes it different? Okay, we'll use the word different because the match, I can now open up. I have to set it.
Yes.
So if I'm the type of guy that wants to, I'm the type of guy. Oh, LL Cool J, right? Yeah. Sneaky, freaky comment. Anyways.
If you're the type of guy that wants
to play with it, then the match is the better way to go because you can open it up. Now, keep in mind, though, if those are the differences. Do I want to get involved? Or do I not want to get involved? If you don't want to get involved, key. If you want to get involved, match. Both about the same size. Both sound really good. Both use Martian technology to make them that small. We will be doing a video on the Match 7?
The Match 7, yes, that's correct.
We have the Match 7 that we got to take a look at in MSC's BMW. And listen to along with some of the Match speakers, and it was pretty awesome.
Seattle!
To say the least. In the house, rainy. Johnny. Hey, just long time no see. I know it's been like 10 minutes.
You know the post that he did like a few days back about like dressing up and all that stuff. It's like that's pretty cool.
I still like him in the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
That's definitely his Burt Reynolds pumpkin patch.
All right, El Fuego. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Any idea what time the beach show will be on? Any update on the Boring Live?
First question first. It'll be at 10 o'clock. So for those of you that are new to the show, every Thanksgiving, we do a Thanksgiving morning show. At 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we go to the beach. And we do a live show there. Fernando, I, and of course Haley comes along, and she takes a lot of heat because she's typically reading questions to read to us and whatnot. So anyways, we go for an hour. We have a good time. It's kind of something to do in the morning on Thanksgiving. It's just fun. We don't, we'll take pretty much any questions. We don't necessarily have to do car audio questions. There's always some good questions that they ask Haley, which is really fun. So that'll be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Thanksgiving. For those of you that aren't here in the U.S., Thanksgiving is the 25th of November.
Yeah.
That'll be the 25th of November. It is next Thursday.
Next week. Yep.
Next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as the Boring Life goes, don't worry. We have a ton of content. It's just been really hectic. And I keep wanting to go live Sunday night and do like a Sunday night show. But then every Sunday night gets taken up. And this Sunday night probably be the same. We'll see. As far as the edited stuff, there again, we have a ton of content that's just ready to go. With all the SEMA and all the other crap going on, unfortunately, it's taken a back seat, which really sucks. But don't worry, we haven't given up.
Same time on the IRTA too.
And there again, it's taking care of everybody else's stuff before I take care of my stuff. And the Rockford trip and SEMA trip really kind of screwed everything up as far as that went. Time-wise. But don't worry, we're still trying to get those. My next week's project, as long as the Rockford gets out, which it should be done tonight.
Finished process.
As long as there's no like, hey, you need to remove this, need to do that.
Right, and then just that.
Yeah, my plan next week is to just concentrate on the IRTA website and get that done. So that's
David?
We'll see what happens.
All right.
I'm going to be that guy. Dean, I want to get some components. Guess which ones? LOL. I want to either get K2s or the Morel Virtus. Ooh, those are totally different. Or the Hertz Milli M160.
The 165.
Which ones are loudest? K2s. K2s are going to be loudest. The Virtus and the K2s, I don't know if, I don't think those are on the same playing field. It'd be the hybrids is what you'd be wanting to look at, would be the Morel hybrids, not the Virtus. Now the hybrids are those are some loud ass speakers. There's no question about it.
Hi, Dean and Fernando. Can you do a review on the Pioneer MBH AV 251 VT double Dean radio?
Probably not. I'm not going to lie.
No, and that's exactly it.
When it comes to those, as much as we'd like to do those, we just don't have time to do those like unboxings like we used to. And when we do get a chance to do an unboxing, we try to keep it to the bigger models, only because the bigger models, anytime you talk about a feature, it's kind of universal throughout all the radios. The other thing too is like right now, just trying to get radios is hard. So
yeah,
one day maybe, but as of right now, no, we don't have any of that stuff on the schedule.
Yeah, I can even get a maximized light on my LC7i to light up when running RCA's disconnected, and I max it.
Max the volume all the way on stock radio. Playing test tones. Any suggestion? Well, okay. First things first, do you have a digital multimeter? Digital multimeter is going to tell you how much signal you have coming out of your factory radio. We need to know that. That's the most important thing. There's a voltage range of input inside of that LC7i, and you want to see if you're hitting it. The other thing, too, is that what test tone are you playing? The reason why that's important is because you could be playing a test tone that is EQ'd down in the output of the radio. So let's say you had 1,000 hertz test tone that you play, but the factory radio has an factory EQ on it, which we know it does, and it has 1,000 hertz, let's say 60 dB down. So what I would recommend doing is grab a tone generator app on your phone and play, let's say half dozen, six tones, a variety of them at 0 dB, and just kind of write down the voltage that you see AC coming over the channel. So take your test leads, put it onto a left or a right, pick one, doesn't matter, and then just, beep, play the test tone. Don't hear it, have everything disconnected, and see how much voltage you have. If you don't have a lot of voltage, then that's why you're not getting that light to kick on, because even though it could be distorting, it's not putting out enough voltage to where it's triggering that distortion light. Just try that. That's some place to start. Do they make a T-harness for the 2021 Mustang GT? 9 speakers. Sounds like I need a sub. 2, can I tap into the rear speakers with the LC2i or wrong speaker? Be the wrong speaker. You tap the front mid bass. The lower speaker in the front door is going to be your subwoofer. As far as a T-harness goes, they don't really make a T-harness for it. Yeah, they don't really make a T-harness for that. However, no, because that's going to be... Actually, you might be able to get the pack... See, I don't remember. I think the pack Radio Pro T-harness... What are we doing? Here, just give me that. I got it right here. I can plug it in.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
you have all four.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
look at that, magical!
Oh my god!
So PAC makes the T-harness for the Amp Pro.
Yes,
and I think that will work on the Mustang to get in a subwoofer. But either way, you want to tap into the driver's front door speaker, and the audio control LC1i would be the one I would pick.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for doing a great job on my Chevy regular cab truck. Much appreciated. Hope you guys both have a happy Thanksgiving. You too, man. And we had a pleasure working on that. That was a lot of fun. It's nice to do an intimate vehicle like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, intimate. It's very intimate, right?
And we don't normally, it's a car we don't typically get. And I love the way it sounds. What's up, DJ Wraith in the house?
What's up?
What is a good test tone frequency for speakers and subs to properly set gains? So most of the time, the 1,000 hertz and the 40 hertz are kind of where you want to go. The app that we like to use that gives you a little bit more variety is the Educar Test and Tune app. Give me 1 second here, and we will put this on. Now, this is a $20 app. However, you can download all these test tones from Kicker and Rockford both have them. So you can get them from their websites for free. However, because we use it so much, this is the Educar Test and Tune app, and as you can see here, it has a 40 hertz, a 250, a 1K, and 8K, and it's 0, -5, -10. This is nice to use when we're setting up because there again, sometimes we need a variety of signals to choose from to see what is going on. And also if we have a high pass crossover already in place and I don't feel like going back to shut it off, having that 8K frequency to play is like, oh, play that. Okay, cool. But that's that. And then when you go over to the tune portion of it, this is where you get your pink noise for doing your DSP work, as it were. And what's cool is the pink noise, as you see those 4 buttons across the top where it says bass, mid, and treble, as well as the position in the car, that is pink noise for just a center image. This also lets you figure out if your car has any type of, time alignment and whatnot. Just by playing the test tones and listening properly, you can do a pretty good test there. But anyways, that's the app that we use. You can get those test tones, Kicker and Rockford.
All right. Big Will, WRS.
Big Willie style.
Yeah, thank you for the 20, man. I have a 2006 VW GLI that has the Fender audio. That's Amplify. Sprelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
From the head unit, can I just bypass it and install my own amplifier? Because every website I look, it says it's not compatible.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. No, I don't know, because that Fender system is data between the amplifier and the radio. I could have swore the DSR1 was Fender compatible. Man, we've always gone after that because we haven't done one recently. Okay, a couple things you can do that people have done in the past. If you're one of those nerdy guys that likes to do the software, the software that they make for the DIY guys to do some tuning on their car, there is a audio that you can go in and reflash the radio back to basic, turning off the Fender system, and then use a standard high level to low level adapter and go from there. It also will turn off the EQ, I believe. So if you're familiar with that software, that will do it. You also have to get the cable and all that other fun stuff. But check iData. Go to idatalink.com and see if the new, because I thought they made the DSR1 work with that. I could be wrong.
Wow.
But 2 things to do.
Ace, thank you for the 5. 2024 Fusion SE. Non-Sony system. Only way to get the aftermarket amplifier, it's a line output converter, like an LC7i.
No. There again, back to the DSR1. One of the projects we were working on with iData, which the problem is DSR1s are so hard to get right now. However, I believe the DFO2 and the DSR1 will plug right into that, reflash the radio. So I would definitely head over to iDataLink and see if that is the case. There again, keep in mind, the Ford actually isn't that bad of a system. You really only need front output. If you want to put a high level to low level adapter in there, it'll work. I would look at the key lock. All right. So put a key lock on the front channel. That'll DEQ it for you. Get you a nice flat output, and you're rock and rolling. So we've done, we've done plenty of F-150s over the year before we got access to the DFO2 technology with the DSR1. So yeah, it's not that scary. There again, if you're a tweaker, just like we were talking about the Volkswagen, ForeScan, the Ford software allows you to do something very similar where you can go in and reprogram the radio to a lower voltage output and turn off the factory EQ. iData is taking advantage of that and doing it all for you.
I'm sorry. Alex, thank you for the 20.
Thank you, Alex.
Let's see. I have a 2017 Nissan Altima, and I want to add a subwoofer in the trunk. It is a 6-speaker non-Bose, and I was wondering what you recommend sub amplifier wise. Also, what do you recommend for the adapter?
2017 Nissan Altima. When it comes to, all right, listen, if you're looking for a basic high-level to low-level adapter, the product you should be looking at is somewhere, is the Audio Control LC1i. All right, this is the guy. And hey, if you want to find it, you can just simply head over to Audio Control at audiocontrol.com. This is what we use. This is a badass high-level to low-level adapter with a line driver. It takes both high-level and low-level, depending on what you're going to use it for. The reason why that's important is in some cases, for example, like the Fender system. An older Fender system might have a variable voltage between the radio and the amplifier. Some systems do. Variable voltage means as you turn it up and down, the signal that's coming out of the radio into the amplifier acts just like a preamp section, and it goes up and goes down. Most of the time it's digital. But either way, when you get into the LC1i, if you have to go after the amplifier, it'll take up to 40 volts of input. And if you can do line level input before the amplifier, it has a line driver built into it to up that output voltage to a usable level, because in some cases, the sound that is coming from the radio is a very low voltage, and it's usable, but you got to turn the gain up a lot. This will prevent that, keep the noise down to a minimum. So this is kind of our go-to basic LC1i. You can find that at audiocontrol.com.
Now, also, I'm pretty sure you can change the radio on that car, right?
Which car?
In the 2017 Nissan
Altima. Yeah, you can.
You know, it's
but not everyone wants to change the radio. As far as sub and amp, man, there is a ton to choose from.
Yes.
Here's what I suggest. Be smart about it. Realize how much bass you actually want. Get an amplifier and a sub that works well together. If you're, everyone, get a 2000 watt. Don't go crazy and get some big amplifier. Buy a brand name amplifier, only because they're going to be more efficient. They're not going to tax the system like that. When you get into these big, affordable 2,000 watt amplifiers, they're drawing tons of current on your system. And if you're not trying to do that, totally understand. Now, one amplifier that is great to add in also is the Key 501, which is great on, let's say, 210s or 112. That is going to have the high level of this thing built into it. So you wouldn't need to buy this. It's one piece to do all. It's something we like to do in a car like that, where they're just like, I just want a 12. It's like, no problem. Key 501, boom, done.
Key 501.
And then if you're looking at a Key 501, well, pick up some kicker comp RTs.
David.
Dean. That's me.
That's you? Really?
Trying to find an interface for a 2017 Volkswagen Touareg. I looked at multiple sites, but couldn't find anything. Suggestions? No, there isn't one. Yeah, it just sucks. That's one of those cars, man. That's one of those cars. And I'm assuming you've already looked at Metra, so if they ain't got it, nobody does. It sucks.
All right. PVR 300.1, PVR 300.4, LC7i, P165SI, components P165 coaxials, P2, D2, 8-inch. It is a good setup for a 2009, of course. It's a sedan.
As long as it doesn't have the premium audio system. The premium audio system will not work well with that. You'd know if it has the factory amplifier. If it does have the factory amplifier in 2009, that's going to be a variable voltage out. The LC7i is not the product you're going to want to use. The other thing you have to consider, too, is that on both of those amplifiers, they have adequate high-level to low-level inputs that you don't necessarily need an LC7i. The LC7i will just make running RCAs and make that side of things easier. But other than that, you can just go straight into those. I don't know how loud you want it is really what it comes down to. The PBR amplifiers are spectacular in the fact that you can hide them almost anywhere in that car and you won't even know you've added them in, and you get all that power in no space whatsoever. So it is kind of a cool thing. I totally dig those amplifiers.
Hey, Dean.
Yes.
I installed an aftermarket radio on my car, and I'm getting some feedback through the front speakers sometimes when I hit a bump or something.
Sounds to me like something is not properly connected. Could be. So when it comes to something like that, let's say you did the most bang ass awesome install. All right. Then you got to look at the product. So if you're telling me that your install is perfect, then you have to look at the product. Sometimes like a speaker could be bad, and that when you go over a bump, the diaphragm in the speaker, the voice coil in the speaker touches the magnet, which gives you distortion. Something like that, though, sounds like there's a loose wire or a bad solder joint or something along those lines. Sometimes you just got to do the shake test, man.
Shake test.
Figure out where it's coming from.
Make sure your RCAs are all the way in.
No.
Thank you for the 5.
Thank you for the 5, but no. The only guy that I know that does remote turning like that is Nick Apicilla. He does have some prerequisites, so I strongly recommend you read the list prerequisites before you do that. But he's the only guy I know that does that. But this guy,
Smith.
Look at those glasses.
I know.
Oh, what did he say?
He said
500 watts in a single 12 ported. Exactly.
Yeah, very nice. All right.
He'll drive to your house. It's only like $150 an hour.
There you go.
He'll drive, from the minute it's $150 to, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a Pioneer, and I want to do video bypass to watch videos on the move. I have a 2018 Tundra, no JBL. Any suggestions? Okay, so there's 2 different bypasses for Pioneer. One is just the micro bypass, which just goes on the emergency brake. And the other one we have a video on, which for the newer navigation style radios is, you got to press the button here, and you got to press the button here. And that's probably what yours is. So I would just Google, Pioneer brake bypass or whatever we called it. You do need a stopwatch. It is a pain in the butt. If you can get it in one, you're like Rescue Ranger hero style stuff. This guy can't figure it out. He just always like, I'm done, forget this. But those are the 2 bypasses for it. So one of those is going to work.
That's right. Car gift. What's up?
What's up, Alex?
Alex, thank you.
Is that another Alex? That's the same Alex.
It sounds like
he's making it rain.
Ooh,
he's making it rain.
Like
Relax your hands.
Relax your hands. That's the doctor.
Why you're sticking? No, the TSA and
oh, that's right.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Relax your hands while I stick my finger up your butt. You don't have any bombs. Nope. JL stealth box versus regular ported box and truck. I don't care about space. Any preferences? All right, let's go with this, man. If you can fit a Fox Acoustics at foxacoustics.com makes a box for your car, you buy that because that's going to be the loudest. Okay.
Okay.
If we're going in a trunk,
what kind of car? It's a trunk.
If it's a trunk, that'd be for a truck. But in a trunk, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with a stealth box. They're just what they are. But you buy those.
Bobby Gailey box.
You buy those because you want them. But yeah, Bobby Gailey box is a nice box also. But
a good box. Good box.
I don't know. When it comes to that stuff, it's like the only time I do a JL stealth box is when there's like no other option, and that's what the guy wants. Then I will get him a JL stealth box. Otherwise, I'm doing anything but a JL stealth box.
Yeah.
Matra DSP H1 or H3. What's the difference for a Honda Civic Touring sedan? I think the H1 or H3 is just the harness that they're using. As far as that goes, it's just the harness that they use.
Thank you for the 5.
But they because they make a pro and a basic, and the Basic is just a general DSP, and the Pro is the bigger DSP. I can tell you this: we haven't had great success with that, especially in the Bluetooth. We get an echo. So if you do one and you don't get an echo, by all means, please let us know, because they haven't let us know if they fixed it yet.
So again, Big Will, thank you for the 5, man. So
if I can't upgrade my amp and my GLI, my speakers are blown, can I just replace speakers with aftermarket? I didn't say you couldn't replace it. You were just asking how to integrate into it. Keep in mind, this is not a problem that, okay, you can go after the amplifier, all right? A lot of the times, that's what we have to do. So what? Oh, you suck.
What?
Did I ever tell you the Cancun joke? I told you the Cancun joke. I know I have. Anyways,
okay, yeah.
Back to the GTI.
Yes.
And congratulations, Fro. I hope you're having a wonderful time. There's a method of replacement called speaker or power for power. What that means is that, so for example, with the Fender system, the Fender system, and we do this a lot when we have to do the basic front stage upgrade. And a front stage upgrade is where we concentrate replacing the front speakers and adding a subwoofer. On the Fender system, if it's active front stage, meaning you have a tweeter, you have a mid-range, and there's 2 channels on each, so 4 channels total, that means that I have to get a minimum of 4 channels to power that. So, and then if it has a subwoofer output, which it typically does, then I need a 5th channel. So a 5-channel amplifier, basically. We'll sell you a 5-channel amplifier with DSP. So like a, I don't know, D51300, which you can find at Audio Control at audiocontrol.com. Sponsor of the show. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Anyways, they've had their time.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
It's a great amp to use. In the past, we've used other DSP 5-channel amps, so they don't make anymore. So you would take the tweeter outputs from the Fender and go into channel 1 and 2, the mid-range outputs from the Fender go into 3 and 4, and the subwoofer output and go into channel 5. Now I can put any speakers I want in there. I have a full DSP, so I can EQ and tune it any way I want and have as much fun as I want there. If I want the rear also, I can add in a 4-channel amp. There again, power for power. So over whatever channels you have, you just match those up to another channel and amplifier. And if you have a DSP, you can go crazy on it. Now, if you want to do a standalone DSP into different amplifiers, that's when you have to count channels. How many channels do I have? Personally, the amplifier DSP seems kind of cooler, but if you want channels, now you have to count channels. So if I have 2 channels in the front, that's 4 channels, a 5th, and then I have rear speakers. So it can get to be crazy. Like you might end up with a 12-channel DSP, which might be way more than you want to do. The other thing, too, is if you don't want to do a DSP, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you're one of those guys like, I don't want a DSP, well, that's fine. You can still do channel-for-channel amplifications. The only thing you're really going to get is the ability to adjust gain and crossover. That's why the DSP amp sounds like a way better idea. As far as just replacing speakers, you have to match up the speakers. So, for example, if that's a 2-ohm speaker, you want to match it up with the 2-ohm speaker because otherwise it's just not going to perform properly. Fortunately, there are some manufacturers now that make Volkswagen speakers that you can just buy. So I believe Powerbase may make a Volkswagen speaker now. Does Focal make the Volkswagen speaker? I thought Focal made a Volkswagen speaker now.
No, it's just BMW.
I thought they did. Either way, yes, you can, but you're going to want to pull them out first and find out what ohm load they are and go from there. So it's still an upgradable system. Like if you brought us a car and like, hey man, I got no problem, man. We're still going to put a full system in there. We're just going to do the front stage upgrade where we, if we have to, we'll just throw some small speakers in the back because we don't care. It's just rear speakers. They just need to make some sound. But then we're going to concentrate on putting some badass speakers up front and a nice deep bass sub. Boom.
All right. Dean,
yes.
I have a 2008 GMC Sierra 2500 with the Kenwood DDX 371 and Access GM29 interface, but my steering wheel controls won't work. Any suggestions?
Most of the time on the Access pieces, the steering wheel interfaces were add-on. I don't know if that's one of the newer models that has the steering wheel controls built into it, but most of the time when you did the Access, you had to buy the add-on steering wheel control interface. The other thing, too, is that if it's a 371, and that is the GM29 that comes with the steering wheel control interface, there is a resistor that you were supposed to solder in order for it to work, because on some of the new Kenwood, we'll call them not made by Kenwood radios, that have like the German different plug on the back, they used a different protocol than what Kenwood has used in the past. So there is a service bulletin on access.com. Is it accessinterface.com? Accessinterface.com that'll tell you what resistor you need to solder into place. So that might be what you need to do. Anytime you're going to do anything access, don't go to the Metro site. Always go to the Access Interface site and read what they say. What am I doing?
No, I just put it right here.
Oh,
number 3.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
That's their face. Accessinterface.com. Yay. And then you just type in and fill out all the questions. Okay. When you set gains on tweeter amplifier, what frequency do you use to calibrate it? Well, the first thing I do is obviously disconnect the tweeters. Anytime you're setting gains, make sure that the speakers are not connected. I'll just use 1,000 hertz because I'm also shutting off the crossover. Because I'm just going to tune it without. However, just like we talked about earlier, 8,000 is a good frequency to use. Because keep in mind, the maximum output of the amplifier is always going to be the maximum output of the amplifier. It really doesn't matter what frequency you're playing. Now, if you're connected to a factory radio, that may vary. You may want to play 1,000 hertz and 8,000 hertz just because you want to check and see if there's any type of crossover. When we're doing a factory radio or something like that, I will often have Fernando switch between the two so that I can see, okay, is my light on? Figure out what is going on there, because I don't want to blow the speakers. We do have the benefit of using an RTA, which makes things way easier because we can see that EQ. And at some point, you guys will have the ability to do that too, because the IRTA will show you that. So one of the cool things about it is being able to see that EQ curve.
Hi, Mom.
Hey. DJ Ray.
Right. Thank you for playing my music, and you guys are close on the lyrics. Can't believe it. Lyrics will be in the sun soon. Nice. Very nice, man. You're killing it. You're killing it. All right. Jeff, thank you for the 5. Build a system for a regular cab
pickup.
Yep.
Only doing the front stage is a 3-stage, that much of an improvement over a 2-stage. 250 cost, goal for front. No, it's not. One of the things that a really good example of this, if you want to see a video where we kind of talked about this a little bit with Brian Mitchell of Arc Audio, when the last car we did where we reviewed his pickup truck and a Challenger, and the difference was the pickup truck, the Chevy, had a set of tweeters in the mid bass, and the Challenger had a 3-way set. And I had said to him, I was like, hey, man, not much difference. And he's like, no, it's not. If you get a really nice high-end set of 2-ways, then you're going to be rocking and rolling. $250 is going to be really pushing that hard. You might want to spend a little bit more to get a better result. But I understand budget and all that other fun stuff. There's this bug just flying right here.
I know.
A speaker to look at that is a little bit more money, but not too much more on your budget, is a set of Morel Maximus Mark IIs, 6.5, or Maximus Mark 6.602 Mark IIs. It's US, not OS. Great speaker, fabulous speaker, awesome value. Big tweeter, and that's what's really nice about it. You get a nice big tweeter that plays really, really low, and just a lot of sound comes from it. Up on the dash, they sound wonderful. So that might be an option for you.
All right. Crush. Thank you for the 20.
2019 F350 4-door audio control D 4.800 JL Audio RD 1000 210s kicker RTs. Where to ground amp board somewhere on truck or directly to battery. Also, any issues using full-size accessory battery at power source? Thank you. We always go to the battery 100% of the time. Any one of those vehicles that are made out of aluminum, just to be safe, we always go to the battery. That being said, there are some people that argue that point, so I will give you the alternative to that. However, when we do it, 100% of the time, we're going to the battery, whether it's 4-gauge or 8-gauge, or 4-gauge, 8-gauge, 0-gauge. We will run dual of whatever it is. So we'll run 2 0-gauge, we'll run 2 4-gauge. We use marine wire for the 4 and the 8. However, the alternative to that, if you're one of those guys, it's like, no, the aluminum's fine. I'm working with it. The guys that don't go to the battery, when you are looking at the truck, I'm looking at the back window, okay? On either side in the corners where the carpet meets the plastic, if you up by the top window, if you pull those back, you'll see a ground point on either side. That is the factory ground points for those vehicles. There again, we go to the battery, but it is your decision. But if you're going to, those will be the ground points you want to use. Do not put your own bolt into the car. Don't go to the frame rail. Pick one of those 2 options for it and run with that.
Pete, Kenwood reference. Pete.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Good slip though.
I know, right? Kenwood reference CD player. Do I connect the Educar player
to the 3.5 to the rear of the Kenwood? Otherwise, USB to Helix DSP. Ooh. Personally, I'm thinking you want to go to the Helix DSP with that. I think that would be the better move. I don't know what the frequency limitations are on the auxiliary input for the Kenwood. So I'm thinking that it would make more sense to go to the Helix DSP off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a better idea.
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah.
And then just changing sources that way. Naturally, I'm going to tell you the obvious answer. Try both and see which one sounds better.
Right.
But I think if we're trying to get the full high res out of the AK, Alistair Kern, then yeah, whatever. The expensive player. Yeah. I think you're going to want to put it into the DSP.
All right. Elliot, thank you for the 10. I recently purchased a 2021 Ford Escape SE 8-inch screen with the BO system. Looking to upgrade the system. Is there a factory amplifier, or can I just grab high-level input from somewhere convenient?
Without BO.
Without BO, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was like, wait a minute, that's BO? That's going to be high level to low level, for sure. Behind the radio is where you're going to want to go. Well, okay, let me take that back. You're going to want to go to the radio brain box. The radio brain box may be behind the radio. It may also be somewhere else in the car. Newer Fords typically aren't using it's a modular system. The screen is never attached to is never part of the radio. Mm-hmm. But yes, the high level is it. And it's going to use the new harness because it's 2021, so there's no T harness for that yet. So yeah, you're going to have to kind of, if you want to get an idea, we just did an Explorer video, like a 2020 Explorer, I think. It was either Explorer or Expedition. It was Explorer. And the plug is the same. It was a non-BO system, I believe, or was. Anyways, yeah, just kind of go through the videos. It's like 3 or 4 months ago. But either way, yes. Once you find where the brain of the radio is, you're going to grab your 4 speaker wires there, or your 2, whatever you want. Or if you just want to grab them by the speakers, like in the kick panels or back by the rear speakers. Do not use the rear speakers for subwoofer. If you're just planning on adding a sub, you have to use the front speakers for it, because the front speakers are what put out the bass.
Michael, thank you for the 5. The 1300 factory head unit, all wiring 100%, and signal seems weak and out of phase. Wiring is checked many times.
What kind of car?
I don't know what
Okay.
kind of car. I was suggesting the LGDs.
No. So here's the problem. Without knowing the car, there again, doesn't matter. Probably has some. There's a couple things that happen with factory radio. Thank you, Pete. For example, in a GM system that we recently had the pleasure of just shooting our brains out over, there's actually a phase shift in the sound at different volumes because of when the all-pass filter engages. And if you've added in time alignment, that can also be a problem if they have an all-pass filter. You could be getting without knowing what your input signal looks like, even though that amplifier you can, but without being able to sum them together if you had to do any summing. If it's just 4-channel basic, you could be having an all-pass filter issue. You could be having a volume phase problem. So they're meaning like literally at this volume, it's this, and then at the next volume, it's 180 degrees out. And if you've added time alignment to it, it just screws everything up. What I suggest doing, and it's a headache, is check your polarity at low volume and check your polarity at high volume and see if it changes. The other thing, too, is do this with the time alignment off. But you got to know. You got to be able to test that, whether you're using your phone or the cheap $10 tool, anything like that. But that's where you're at. That's the first step. But yes, you could be having total phasing issues. And I don't trust speaker wire anymore at all. We were like, oh yeah, no, never. It's bull crap. Doesn't work. It's wrong. You literally have to test everything after the fact. Before we go on to the next question, though, I saw something today that I wanted to share with you guys because, well, it's freaking cool.
Wow.
Okay.
Not cool,
but
impressive.
Bingo. Thank you, Fernando. So I found this on Go Base Mode. This is unfortunately someone in Florida. This is the vehicle here, which is apparently an awesome SPL vehicle in the area. And it kind of had a bad day. Had a really bad day.
I think that was a horrible day.
That is a horrible day. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he wasn't running proper fusing or if he got in an accident or whatever. But, dude.
I don't think that was an accident. I think that was... Oh, my God.
Yeah. Team No Fuse? There's a question mark. There's a question mark there. I don't know, but I mean, it could have been anything. You know, anytime you have tons of wood and glue and battery voltage and lots of current, tons of power. I mean, anything could have happened. I mean, an amplifier could have just gone thermonuclear on him and took the whole truck out. But Jesus Christ, will you look at this?
One of the things that now that you show this, if you want to install your amplifier, make sure from the battery to the fuse it's not that long. Like we saw one.
So there was a reason for that because he was going after the factory fuse.
Perfectly fine.
But who knows how big the factory fuse was? So if it's like a 300 amp factory fuse off to a smaller fuse, I mean, yeah, I get it.
You know, you kind of have to like.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bad.
That was a tragedy. It was a tragedy for sure. But it was like you said, it's like wow to look at. So if you want to get closer pictures, you know, because we all love pain and misery, that's Go Base Mode, all one word on Instagram.
Careful, guys.
Yes.
Back to
the Mustang GT. If I tapped into the lower door speakers to go into the LC2i Pro, already have, perfectly understandable. The LC2i Pro is awesome. Mm-hmm. It'll do the same. Well, it won't do the line driver, but you don't need that for this. Where is the best spot to tap? Either door, better than other. So actually, it doesn't matter. I would just go on the driver's side because it's easier to get to. And if it's a 9-speaker stereo, the driver's side is where the factory amplifier is going to be.
It's a Mustang, right? So the power wire is going to go.
Well, the power wire is going to go up the passenger side. But if it's the 9-speaker stereo, the factory amplifier is in the driver's kick. Mm-hmm. So you just grab it at the factory amplifier. It's way easier to do. But yes, don't try to go through the power wire pull the battery out of the car, pull the whole pro move, okay? take the cover off the battery, pull the whole battery up, put a towel on your engine. You just got to pull it up. You don't even actually have to pull it out if you don't want to. You can just kind of pull it up and set it to the side.
Thank you, 25.
But you can do that. And then there's a bucket, pull your power wire right there. Super easy to do. Strongly recommend it.
Wow.
I'm sure we've done it in a video.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we have. Hey, real quick.
See, you still put it in the clock's still in the top. So it's no.
Yeah, but it's a count up, not a countdown. Either way, point is, hey guys, Christmas is coming up here really soon.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are fans of 12 volt and like to wire up your own stuff, because hey, who doesn't? You're a big zip tie guy like we are. For one, you could head over to DNF Swag and pick up "Do You Even Zip Tie Bro" t-shirt. It'd be really cool. But if you want to make your wiring look awesome, make sure you head over to Mobile Solutions.
Yeah.
Where you can pick up D-Wire Ruler. Comes in 3 attractive colors. Green is my personal favorite. However, we have blue and a pinkish red. You can buy them in sets of 1 or 2, whichever you prefer. So like if you have a friend or a cousin or a relative or, whatever, your wife just wants you to have both colors, by all means, head over there, pick up the wire ruler, be a pro like us, have awesome wiring, and then you can get your wire your installs put up on the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club.
Yes.
And then for the rest of you that like have super cool wife and stuff like that or girlfriend, check out the Master Tech Expo that is going to be happening March 6th through the 9th over there in Mesa, Arizona. Man, if you want to learn, and this is open to anybody, anyone can go. If you can pay to be there, you can go. So if you're a hobbyist, if you're a professional, whatever you got, man, this is an intense learning course. There's no joke about this. It is hardcore, but mobilesolutions.com.
Mobilesolutions.com.
Actually,
right.
I think it's whatever. Just type in Mobile Solutions.
Mobilesolutionsusa.com.
Thank you.
There you go. Alex.
Need help.
And again, thank you for the 10.
Okay, first thing I do, get a different car. Get a different car. No offense. Don't like the car. But it's an XJ Alpine keeping OEM head unit and amp. What is the best way to go? 3-way front, rear. Appreciate any information. Thank you. Get a different car. Just get a different car.
He's not gonna get it.
No, seriously, just get a different car. I appreciate the $10. I really do. That is one of those cars where it's like, hey, no, they're a pain. They really are. It's a tough car to get anything to work on.
Who makes anything for
nobody?
Jaguar.
Nobody makes anything. Man, I got nothing. I really don't. It's just, I'm sorry. That's just not the fun car.
Yeah.
There are certain cars that, like, and you guys always ask, hey, what car? That's one of them. Like, I feel bad because I really love to give you a great answer. Hold on. Go to Car Gift. Go to Car Gift. Down, right there. Click on it. Nope. Right above it. There you go. Car Gift. Alex, Jaguar with 3-way on front. Usually the mid and tweet are linked, and the tweeter has a cap, not full active. All right. So that's actually a plus because that's telling you that the front 2 channels, the front 6 channels, it's actually only 4 channels. If you were on the show when we were talking about doing power for power earlier, that's what you're going to end up doing is power for power.
Power for power.
What are you doing? What are you looking up?
Just want to see. What do they have?
For what? Jaguar?
Yeah.
Nothing. Nobody has anything.
Wow.
Yeah. But you're going to want to do power for power where you put an amplifier in each pair. If you're looking for a 3-way set and you're wanting to go crazy, the KRX3s are built that way. So the Focal KRX3 is actually built to run that way, meaning the tweeter and the mid-range are bi-amped together, and then the mid-bass is on its own channel. So it's a 3-way set that you can run a 4-channel amplifier to, just like the factory. So it's, I don't know where you want to go on price point, but it's just something to think about. What do I have to do to help to make us a t-shirt? I know I might be, I don't know, just more or less time. I just got to come up with a cool idea. So we could probably kick something around, just time. Usually when I design a t-shirt, it's something that wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that's about it. Right now, I'm not thinking anything like that because I got so much crap on my plate. T-shirt's kind of like below the table. No offense. I just don't have any time at the moment. I have an LC 4.800 amplifier. That's an audio control. I have high pass, the OEM Harman Kardon woofer, 70 hertz, and low pass, a JL Audio W3 10-inch trunk at 70 hertz. The gain I have set to 12 o'clock. Does that sound about right? Except for the gain, I don't pay attention to where the gain is actually set because I'm looking for the distortion problem. The other thing, too, is that depending on what that's going in, sometimes connecting to those subwoofers is not the best idea. The other thing, too, is, again, I need to know Harman Kardon, like, there might be an Amp Pro for that. And if there's an Amp Pro, you definitely want to use the Amp Pro. So
thank you for the 10.
Might want to head over to pack-audio.com and see if there's a Amp Pro available for it, which would make your life a lot better because it'll defeat all that garbage. So just a thought. Just a thought. All right, listen, I think we're done. I think we're done with the questions for tonight. Yeah. It has been an amazing evening, guys. You guys have asked some fabulous questions for sure. Thanks, everyone, for donating to the cause, per se.
Thank you.
It is Saturday night. I guess that makes it all right. She said, hey, baby. Anyways.
Oh, wow. Really?
Little red Corvette. Oh, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, guys, Monday.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome time because we're back at this again over there on Facebook. Don't worry. I know this week was kind of thin on videos, meaning there wasn't any. I will do my best to make sure you guys have videos for next week, even though I won't, they're just going to be the compilation stuff because I'm just going to try to put something together so you guys have videos to watch. Keep in mind, though, that there are tons of long-ass videos for you guys to watch. And hopefully next week you guys will get the Rockford video, barring their approval, because it's done. It's ready to go. I'm really excited about it. Just watching it again, part of it last night. I'll watch the other part tonight. We did so much stuff while we were there. Yeah. Like, it is incredible. Yeah. I'll say it again. I don't know if they're even going to let me release this because they let the cat out of the bag. Like, they showed us everything they do.
It's insane.
I'm telling you right now, manufacturers out there are going to watch this and be like, oh, shit. Like,
just like that.
Oh, shit. Like, these guys ain't playing around. Because I can tell you right now, there is nobody that we've seen that does it like they do it. I'm not saying there aren't people that do it like they do it, but
and this is the only companies that we did that we've been.
But I mean, we've seen other things too, but just the tidiness and the thought of like the littlest stuff that they thought of, just mind-boggling.
Like, now that you're talking about it, and I'm just like picturing every section, and it's like
it's so like OCD compliant. It's not even funny. Yeah, it's not even funny.
But let's stop talking about it. Wait,
I'm hyping the show, dude.
No, but it's like, dude, like it's.
Wait till you see their demo car. Like, nobody has a demo car like this, and you're just gonna sit there and go, "Oh, that makes sense." Like, why doesn't anybody else do that? Yeah. Stupid. But anyways, with that being said, hey, listen, go out tonight, have fun. If you're gonna do like things that make you inebriated, make sure or high, whatever works. I don't know what you do.
Disney.
Uber and Lyft. That would be spectacular. Arrive alive. Don't drive stupid. We'll see you back here Monday. We'll be doing this again, answering your questions and having a fun time for sure. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't forget, next week is Thanksgiving week. So Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll be on the beach taking your questions, having fun. Haley will be here. It'll be a good time. It always is. I think this is like the 5th year we've done this.
That's crazy.
So it's pretty cool. That's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this Thursday. But don't worry, we'll still be here Monday and Saturday because, well, you know what? We don't get any extra time off like most of you guys out there. We're just hardworking dudes that try to make a living doing some fun stuff. But with that, I'm going to stop talking. You guys have a great night. We're going to fade this to black. Bye.
Bye.